Welcome back. I'm Montel Halftime Jackson, and this is the season 4 premiere of That Sports Dude. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to get into the trenches. We're going to rush through the thing like Age of Peace, and we're going to score this touchdown. And we're going to do the dirty bird afterwards. My producer's funny. Shout out to two DC honorable mentions. DC owned, Alonzo Russell, Ken Crawley. They exceeded expectations just by getting to college, just by getting to the field, coming from the urban streets of, District of Columbia. I definitely want to start it off and kick it off with Alonzo Russell. He's a personal, like a big brother of mine. He's a personal friend, former teammate, former alumni, former graduation pilot. Only thing we do is live in the same house. I definitely want to, give a big shout out to him. I thank him for what he's done for our community, what he's done for the school. But I want to get right into the sports aspect of it. Alonzo Russell was a man amongst boys in high school era. He was the next big receiver after Aurelius Regis Ben, who played for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alonzo Russell, who was Mr. Number 9 himself, he wasn't the fastest receiver coming out of high school, but he had hands of gold, hands of bronze. He had good hand-eye coordination. If I had a nickname, I would call him Ball Eagle, except he had a ball head. I definitely want to say Alonzo Russell is a very special talent. Definitely adversity that he's been through. We'll get into that a little further more of that another time. I just want to touch the main points of his highlight and his success, and where he comes from. Alonzo Russell also went after that, after high school, he went to go play with, Toledo Rockets. I think he did an excellent job there. I never agree with other analysts or sports or other my colleagues, friends, and say that he declined. I believe that you have to actually look at Alonzo Russell when he did in college, as he had 3 different head coaches with 3 different quarterbacks, and he had 2 different systems. And for him to average 40 plus receptions in his freshman year, when he had a quarterback who played in his senior year, which is that quarterback was experienced and knew to do with the talent that Alonzo Russell possessed. Alonzo Russell possessed 70-some plus catches with 900-some plus receiving yards with 6 plus touchdowns. And if you look at that, after that, he had a different quarterback, then another quarterback, and he had a few injuries. He had a few coaching changes, so if you want to take positivity out of that, you can see that he can adapt to any situation. He comes through adversity, he comes from adversity. You can see him always, you can see him always, always battling the odds, even battling the odds as he was signed as an undrafted free agent, by the Cincinnati Big as in pursued by the Seattle Seahawks with the Bengals, outside them. I definitely look at Alonzo Russell's special talent. Even though he suffered an injury in minicamp, he ended up making it back in time for his OTAs. He did really well in OTAs. Right now he's 6th to 7th on Bengals depth chart, and that's from an injury disease that he had. Details are not yet out fully, so that's TBD right now. I definitely want to say Alonzo Russell is a very special talent. He's very intriguing. If I had to compare him to somebody, I would say Mr. Laquan Trevor, who is the receiver for the Minnesota Vikings right now, which is my favorite team. I definitely like to say Alonzo Russell is quicker than given credit for. He's smarter than given credit for. He's stronger than given credit for. I believe that besides AJ Green, Cincinnati Bengals, Alonzo Russell is the second best receiver. And reason why I say that, because look at the school he come from. If Alonzo Jeremy Russell played for Alabama, then Alonzo Russell, 2nd round pick, hands down. Would I put him in the 1st round category? I would say no right now, because I would think he should get a little more sharp, a little more acute on his route running. And I think he's very mature to be his age. I think Alonzo Russell has good hands, he has good foot, he has good speed. I believe that Alonzo Russell should, just basically continue to work, continue to grind, because one thing about preseason is that you're not just practicing for the team that you're signed to, you're practicing for all 32 teams. So I say take that into consideration, continue just to work hard, that sports dude and our family sends big love to you, wish you nothing but the best. Next time you're in town, stop past the show. Love you, peace, see you soon. And to switch it up, I want to jump into Mr. Ken Crawley. He's a personal friend of mine. The last time I said Crawley was about a month ago. He came down to DC, gave away a few toys, to the community. Definitely say yes, sir. Gave away a few toys to the community. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but I actually seen him in the sense of it. Mr. Ken Crawley plays for the Saints. Ken Crawley was an undrafted prospect, definitely too. The one thing about Ken Crawley, he should have been a 1st round pick. hands down. And quote me when I say first round pick. I believe that Kenneth Crawley, who go by Ken Crawley right now, is the best quarterback to come out of this year's draft. And the reason why I say that, and this is my personal opinion, and you can't quote me on it, Mr. Kenneth Crawley picked up Drew Brees twice, and people say, well, it's just minicamp, it's just training camp, it's just, that's the first time Drew Brees been picked off in a year. Drew Brees, who's a Hall of Fame quarterback. And this when you know a player keeps his head down, do nothing but grind and do hard work for Mr. Sean Payton and that defense, because he didn't even know Drew Brees was in. He didn't care what the quarterback was. He was just trying to catch the ball. Kenneth Crawley goes on to play his first preseason game where he had 3 total tackles, 2 tackles, solo, and 1 tackle assisted. The next game he goes back to give him 2 more tackles, and 1 tackle was for a loss. Mr. Kenneth Crawley is, I believe, he is the Saints. He is the Saints' best cornerback, I believe. And the next cornerback we'll say will be Devontae Hurts, which is another fellow undrafted rookie. We'll talk about him another time. Big shouts to him. Wish him many blessings. But Kenneth Crawley right now, I believe that he's on the whole page of his own. I think he's beyond his years. I always thought the title was there since his Colorado days, even since his days of H.D. Woodson. He always had a title. I think his biggest deficit was starting the quarterback too much. But if we look at the way he played in the last couple of weeks, and you look at his transition to the NFL, he don't even care what quarterback's in. As you've seen, he's been quoted in USA Today about talking about as in he didn't know which quarterback was in. He was just trying to defend, which is arguably probably the top 2 best 3 slot receivers in the NFL, and Brandon Cooks, and he took the ball away from him. And he goes a few plays later to get another interception. Then he goes into games and he only allowed 2 catches in 2 preseason games. He going to start his week 3. He'll be starting in week 3. He started last week, as a second string corner, which is a start in the NFL live. I believe that Kenneth Crawley has unlimited potential. I believe the sky's the limit. I believe that he will reach the limit that he plans to pursue. I definitely think that, in the next 5 years, he'll be a top-tier cornerback in the league. I think we'll talk about him much more depthly after this year. I believe that we'll have a lot of stats on him. I predict Kenny's stats. I predict his stats for this year. 52 tackles, 4 interceptions, 7 pass breakups. I believe he'll probably have at least 15 catches allowed, but I think that's all from inexperience in the NFL and due to the receiver that he has in that division. But that's pretty good considering the receivers he has in that division. To close out my my argument in the sense of to close out my argument on Ken Crawley and Alonzo Russell, I compare Alonzo Russell's stats. I predict Alonzo Russell's stats to more like a Cole Beasley right now. But if given I got 2 steps for him. Let me take it back. I got 2 steps for Alonzo Russell. If Alonzo Russell starts, I believe that Alonzo Russell can gather 50 receptions. I believe he gathered 50 receptions for 600 something receiving yards and at least about 4 touchdowns. Because if you look at AJ Green, we have a whole lot of double teams, and Jeremy Hill's back at running back, and they have a healthy offense and healthy team. But if I say his stats, if he don't get into the position or the strength that I think he should be in, I would say Alonzo Russell with the 29 receptions, 300 yards, and 2 TDs. To go back and furthermore to close out the show, to close out halftime, because we're about half the time. My producer's like, you don't come on board. But definitely, I want to give big love to the DCIAA sports world, give big love to NFL, NCAA, definitely Toledo Rockets, Cincinnati Bengals, New Orleans Saints. On behalf of that sports dude, I'm Montel Halftime Jackson. We love all y'all. Peace, love, McDonald's.